This plugin for DaVinci Resolve is not just a time saver. It saves me money and a headache when I'm on set. I didn't know this existed until I watched Blaine Wester's video when he talked about this plugin, but I used it for myself and now I actually want to throw away all my filters. I don't need to use them again. And I have so much creative freedom simply because of this one plugin. This isn't an exaggeration. I'm not being paid to make this video. I'm genuinely super excited about the fact that I never have to use diffusion filters again. Long gone are the days when I'm shooting a backlit scenario and the shot's just completely ruined because of the specific diffusion filter that I'm using. If you don't know what a diffusion filter is, it's what a lot of YouTubers talk about as making their footage cinematic. And as annoying as that sounds, it really does give your footage this beautiful film-like look. It softens the image, blooms the highlights, and just makes your footage look better, in my opinion. My name's Anthony and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, it's nice meeting you. If you're not, you know that we talk about gear, lighting, pretty much anything in the filmmaking space that makes your life easier. Just a side note, if this isn't your first time watching my videos, you probably noticed that I'm not wearing any glasses, and that's because I recently went to Peru and got laser eye surgery and I can actually see, which is just wild. That's a side note, but for those that have been following this channel, you probably noticed right away that I don't look the same. And this is why. It's crazy that I can see right now. But I'm not gonna waste any more of your time and let's get straight into it. This plugin is 100% worth it. It's not cheap whatsoever, but I would even recommend it to beginners that are looking to get into diffusion filters. The plugin's named Scatter and it's by a company called Video Village. I don't know what on earth they're doing with this plugin, but it specifically emulates certain diffusion filters like the Black Pro Mist, the Pearlescent, Glimmer Glass. It even has smoke filters, which I personally use to create this haze effect, and many more that genuinely look like their real filter counterparts. These filters aren't cheap, and if you're using matte boxes, they're incredibly more expensive. Some screw-on filters cost around $150, $170, while their matte box counterparts cost upwards of $300. But that means that even just getting 2 or 3 of these matte box counterparts or 4 of the screw-on filters would be the same price as this plugin, which is $500. But honestly, that's not even the main part that I'm excited about. I'm excited about the fact that I no longer have to be in a box when it comes to shooting certain footage. Let me explain. If I'm shooting something that's heavily backlit, most diffusion filters will completely bloom the image. You'll lose all your contrast. For a situation like this, I'm heavily backlit, and if I apply any kind of diffusion, like a Black Pro Mist, it heavily blooms the highlights so you can see it's going straight onto my face. And that's a lot of situations that I shoot in, and all my shots are just completely done. They're all ruined. Obviously you can plan for this, but that takes more pre-production, more time on set, actually testing it for different lighting scenarios, and that's just time saved now because of this plugin. I could just do it in post and not have to worry about my shots being completely ruined. The thing with using a screw-on filter is that you can't reverse the effects. So if your shot is unusable, your shot is unusable and that's it. Now I can shoot freely, don't have to worry about any of my shots being ruined because of a diffusion filter. And in post, I get to choose whatever the heck I want. For certain backlit shots, I could use black satin filters that don't bloom the highlights as much. For other shots that I want more diffusion, I could use a heavier strength. For night shots, I could use a different strength without having to think and worry about on set changing out the different strengths and then hoping that it's gonna look the way I want it to once I get it into the editing room. I don't know if you realize how important and useful that is, but for me, it saves me a gigantic headache when I'm on set and when I'm doing projects that I'm personally heading on. This entire talking head right now is shot without using any diffusion filters whatsoever, and any blooming or softening of skin or low contrast that you're seeing is actually created in post by this plugin. I actually have the Osmo Pocket 3 over there that has more light sources that frankly looks pretty digital. And with this plugin, I'm able to create a decently soft image. A lot of these filters don't exist for the Osmo Pocket 3. So there are different situations like that where the plugin is incredibly useful. Like I said, I'm not making any money off this video. I don't even have affiliate links for the actual plugin. So if you do purchase it using the links down below, I don't make a penny off of it. So you can be confident that none of this is biased. I know at this point it sounds like an infomercial because I genuinely am so excited that something like this exists. I was actually talking to my buddy Jeff Fagan, who has a YouTube channel, and we've worked on some things together, and we couldn't get over the fact that many productions actually shoot their shots really clean. They don't use diffusion filters often. I know this specifically because I not only know people in the industry, but I find myself watching certain movies that I really enjoy the look of, and specifically the way the highlights bloom and the way the image is super soft. And I'm always asking, what filters do they use? After doing tons of research, asking on forums, come to find out a lot of these movies that I really enjoyed the look of use zero filtration whatsoever. And all of this was created in post. I thought, oh, wow, that's cool. That's really unattainable for me because I can't afford a colorist for most smaller budget jobs. And then I saw Blaine's video and ended up trying out the plugin for myself. And my reaction the first time I used it, I wish I was filming it because I yelled from inside of my office, which is on the other side of the house. My wife heard me and said, "What the heck are you doing?" And it's because I was freaking out about the fact that I could create an authentic looking diffusion filter effect with just the plugin. And I could get creative with it and choose from the list of, I think, like 15 or 20 different filters and pick the one that I specifically wanted for the project. There are some of the filter options that I would have never even thought about buying that were perfect to complete the look that I had in my head for the project. And I would have never thought to use that filter unless I had this plugin. And before ending this video, I do want to talk a little bit about some of the cons. This list isn't that large because there aren't many, but one of them is that it does use a significant amount of processing power, and it is one extra thing you have to do in post. But for me, that's extremely worth it because of the creative flexibility, the lack of pressure on set on choosing the right filters, and just the simple fact that I could change my mind in post as opposed to having it locked in and ruining certain shots. I'm super stoked that I was able to share this with you guys. Thank you, Blaine, for introducing me to this plugin. I didn't even know it existed whatsoever. For any companies looking to collaborate, all my information is down below, as well as I am available for hire if you are a company looking for commercial work, or if you're a production house just looking for extra hands or a DP. My name's Anthony, and that's all for this video. I will see you in the next one.